Hello, and welcome to the Tanya Augusta Alchemy Community. I'm Tanya Augusta, your alchemy coach. Well, today I am putting on my Chinese medicine and nutrition coaching hat. I am a Chinese medical practitioner and have been doing that for nearly a decade at this point of this video. So anyway, I wanted to really share with people today from a Chinese medicine point of view about why we have fatigue. And there are many reasons why we could have low energy. Of course, I will briefly go over the obvious ones that many of us know that oftentimes we need to hydrate more. We could have excess caffeine in the body, some other kind of stimulant that can sometimes keep us in a state of not having enough hydration, as well as we may not be getting enough sleep. And we do need 7 to 9 hours of sleep, at least most people do. That can definitely vary from person to person. We can also accumulate sleep debt. So if we haven't been getting enough rest for a while, or if we've been overdoing it for a while, then we can feel more exhausted. And that brings me to more of the Chinese medicine point of view. And I want to talk to you about the primary organs that are responsible for our energy and our quality of sleep and quality of vitality, longevity, and whether or not we are getting enough rest in our life will be shown through these couple of organs that I want to talk about today. So the first one is the kidney organ. And the kidneys are a very important organ. They are what we call, they have the energy that we call the essence. And so this is kind of our basic life force energy that we carry throughout life. And the amount of our essence can be dependent upon the vitality of our parents at the moment of conception. And so some people come into the world and they really do have more illness and just don't have as much vitality and have a very weak immune system or weak body in many different capacities and ways. And that is often due to this. So sometimes we may have, that challenge to deal with in life. And for the most part, most people, we have maybe a decent amount of energy that we are given at birth and or during that moment of conception, and then have at birth going forward. So however, we can deplete that energy over time. And so what happens is that we often deplete that energy through things like too much work. And so that can be too much physical work. That can be if you're standing a lot, if you're on your feet a lot, that can be hard on the kidneys, as that draws upon the knees, and the knees are related to the kidney energy, and the back is as well. So anything where you're having to use your back or your knees a lot can deplete kidney energy. Overwork can also be mental. So for a lot of people that are students, they get depleted kidney energy, or if you're just a very studious person, or if you have a job where you research a lot, you could have lower kidney energy. And so that is something that you'll need to continue to work on. In general, the average person nowadays works and then, comes home and raises a family and has a home to take care of. And so there are a lot of different factors that can make it very difficult to have a moderate life and to get the amount of rest that one actually needs. And so when that happens, again, our kidney energy is depleted. The good news is that you can actually get more energy in life with doing practices such as a very moderate or gentle form of yoga, through qigong, tai chi. So all of these things, meditation, can help build the qi, that energy in the body. And the quality of sleep and our ability to get sleep is also very highly tied into the heart. So in Chinese medicine, the heart is also very related to um, a couple of things I want to say here is it's very related to our speech. And so we always are wanting to work on speaking from the heart. Being our authentic self, expressing our authentic self is a part of having good, healthy, vital chi in the heart. And so if we do have a deficiency, we may have a hard time speaking up, speaking our truth. Also, if we have a lack of joy, then we may have a depleted heart energy. There's an emotion that's tied in with each organ system, and the emotion of joy is tied in with the heart. So if you um, have that lack of joy, that can be a problem. Also, if you have overjoy, so that may sound a little silly, but we probably know somebody who could be at times manic or has been. And so, it's great to be happy and to have, excitement in your life, but, it's normal for most of that, for the average person to not last more than a day or two, and it's kind of, our emotions are probably more even kill for the most part. And that is the best thing for the heart. And if we are overly elated for too much time, that can just really drain the heart energy. And so what it also does is in the 5 element theory, the heart is tied in with the element of fire. And so there's something called the creation cycle, which you can look for another video of mine on the creation cycle and the 5 element theory. And you can learn a little bit more about this, but for today, I just want to talk about the fire and water elements. And as we know, water puts out fire. So we say, water controls fire. And so when we get too much water, and water can be emotions, then it can put our fire out. So again, that's how that heart energy can get depleted. Then also the small intestine is another important organ, and the reason for that is that every organ system has a yin and yang pair, and so the heart and the small intestine are the yin and yang pairs. And so the small intestine works very closely with the heart, and it is responsible for separating the pure from the impure. So if we're doing a lot of sorting in our life, if we are working to make an important decision in our life, this could be, the relationship, or excuse me, like a decision to make, to keep or have a relationship with a specific person. If you're sorting that out, if you're sorting out whether or not to take on a new career, these are important decisions. That can really draw upon that small intestine energy, and it can deplete it, and so that could affect the heart. And the heart is related to our quality of sleep. So if we aren't getting enough of that energy in the heart, then we may have difficulty sleeping and have that insomnia issue, or just even dream disturbed sleep, we call it in Chinese medicine, which could be anything from nightmares to just very vivid dreams to just an overly active dream time that just when you're waking up from sleep, you feel actually depleted, you don't feel rested. So these can all be related to heart energy. And so we really want to help build the heart. And the last thing that we really need to do to build up heart energy is to get movement in our life. And um, and I really want to specify that it's important to at times get some aerobic activity, or even just like a nice fast-paced walk or something where you're really getting your heart pumping, you're really getting your lungs engaged with that. And so when we are doing that, it is pumping that blood and that oxygen throughout the body, and it's increasing our circulation. This actually gives us energy. So if you have a job where you are already active during the day and you think, well, I just, I'm active at work. It depends on how active you are, of course, but you may actually still need to exercise, and most of us do throughout the week. And yeah, maybe certain careers could be very taxing physically, and so you may need to come home and rest if you really are exerting aerobic effort throughout the day. But for most of us, even if we are somewhat active, we still need to do regular exercise to build that heart strength. And when we are doing this exercise, it also builds the kidney energy in the body. The kidney and the heart have a very strong relationship, and so we want to actually build that and maintain that. So again, that energy will reflect and help build the kidney and vice versa. So these are some things that you probably haven't thought about so far, as far as why you could have fatigue and what you can do to increase energy, and or why it's important to do those specific activities, from a more Eastern perspective. The last thing I wanted to share is that too much sexual activity is also depleting to the energy of the body. And so again, it can lead to a weakening of that fire element and the water controlling it. So that is something to also be aware of. So that can be another reason that people can have fatigue, if that would relate to you. So if you like this video, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, and share this with your friends and family. All of us deal with fatigue. During the writing of this script, I was dealing with some really annoying fatigue. And, I had to kind of work through a little bit of a layer of guilt on that, right? Because here I am creating this video for you. But the truth is that I'm human. I'm having this human experience. I'm not perfect. I have my days where I have fatigue and I have to push through. And I had overdone it for a week and had been extremely social, and it exhausted some of my energy. Even though I felt my pulses this week and my pulses felt good and vital, I had a need to catch up on a little bit of sleep, and I had accumulated some sleep debt and just needed some restful time and some introvert time. So please be kind to yourself, be loving to yourself. I think I did a pretty good job doing that for myself, even though, I had a few moments in my mind where I was like, oh, what's wrong with you, or why, but, I allowed myself to take a 20-minute nap one day during the day when I was tired. And sometimes we can do things like that. And then, of course, getting to bed earlier and continuing to do my movement, my exercise routine, so that I could continue to feel well. And of course, hydrating and eating lots of high vitality foods. So this is actually a part 1 of part 2. So please look for my next video, because I actually have more to share with you on why you might be having fatigue. And this is going to be a little bit more from a Western perspective. I'll be putting on a little bit more of my nutrition coaching hat in the next video and talking to you about toxins and other such things. So you can also look for that. If you liked this video too, I also encourage you to go to my website so you can learn more about me and all of the services that I offer. And my website is www.blueheronholistichealth.com. And you can also get my free meditation and grounding protection video if you click on that link below. So I really encourage you to do that, as that is a beautiful way to either start your day or end your day. It can be very helpful in getting you into that restful state if that is something that you struggle with. So this could be a really great thing to do before bed, or again, whatever time of day works best for you. So look for that link right down below, and thank you again. All right, I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again, and have a wonderful week.